Hello everyone, today's video is going to be about globalization and I'm very excited to speak with you guys on it and I hope you enjoy. So the first question is, what did you learn about this concept that you did not know? So I learned a couple of things actually. While watching the video that was posted, they mentioned that globalization doesn't necessarily just have to do with cultures and people of different cultures, but it can have an impact on the type of food people eat, the type of clothes people wear, and the type of music people listen to. So they had an example of a little boy in Dubai wearing a Michael Jordan jersey and, for example, a Michael Jordan hat. This is a sign of globalization because our culture influenced their culture. And by influencing them, they influence them through the clothes that they're wearing. So I thought that was really interesting, and it kind of made me remember when I lived in Korea. I saw so many people that looked like they were influenced with American fashion. And I just thought it was super interesting because now thinking back on it, that was a part of globalization. And a second thing is when I was watching the video, they were discussing managers and the challenges they may face through globalization. So they mentioned holiday schedules, time zone difficulties, and language barriers. So the first thing is holiday schedules. So I think this is very important, especially if a manager is going to be coming up with a meeting or they want to have a sit down meal with their coworkers or anything that they might be planning. They have to remember that these holiday schedules are important to people of different cultures. So just like we have Thanksgiving and Christmas, they may have different holidays that are important to them. So they just need to be more mindful of that. Secondly is time zone difficulties. So if a manager is working with someone in a different country and they have a meeting scheduled at 6 p.m. And they FaceTime them and they don't answer, well, maybe because it's 2 a.m. their time. So time zone difficulties can be something that can hinder an organization, and they also need to be mindful of that. And I also have another example. One of my friends called me last night from Korea and it was 2 a.m. my time and it was like 6 p.m. her time. And she was like, I completely forgot about the time zone difference, which was just, at the time, it was pretty shocking. It woke me up out of my sleep, but it just made me think about this and that time zones are very important. And third thing is language barrier. So a lot of the times people won't speak your language fluently. So you have to just be aware of that and just know not to get frustrated with them because as frustrating as it might be for you, it's also probably frustrating for the person that is trying to communicate with you and get their point across, but they don't have the skills yet to speak fluently. So just being aware of that and working with them, I think, can really help. The second question is discuss the importance of globalization as it relates to communication in organizations. So number one, it creates jobs. So with globalization, we have jobs available for people from different countries to come work over here and make our organizations better and provide not only for our organizations but for their families. And I know this might be a tough or not a tough concept, but it's a touchy concept amongst a lot of people. But I think it's a great thing that not only do we create jobs, but other countries are creating jobs as well for us. So as I mentioned again, in Korea, because I have experience there, so I'll be mentioning Korea a lot, but they really want English teachers to teach over there. And they create jobs because they want their children to be fluent in English because it's a language that is global and it's a worldwide language that they want them to be fluent in. So they create jobs for us to teach their children English. So just like we create jobs for other people of different cultures. So I just think that's a really great thing. Secondly, it makes companies more competitive. So if you had a company that spoke predominantly English, for example, and then you had another company that spoke English, French, and German, this company is already more competitive because they can be as a liaison to another organization. They can sign deals because they may speak other languages while this organization only speaks one language. So I think it opens a lot of doors for organizations and it just makes companies more competitive. Third, I put it is a worldwide market for companies and consumers who have access to products of different countries. So not only does it create jobs and it makes companies more competitive, but it also opens up doors for consumers to have access to different products. So when I travel abroad, I, for example, love to use the brand Clinique for facial wash and body wash. So when I'm abroad and if I forgot my products or if I'm ran out of products, I don't have to wait a month to get the product shipped to me. I have them right in front of my face because it's a worldwide market. So I just think it's great that things are available to people all around the world, and it just makes things a lot easier. And third, does globalization have an impact on your career goals? Give specific examples that explain how it does or does not impact your chosen career path. So my chosen career path is an international coordinator. I might have mentioned it in a few videos back, but an international coordinator is basically a person that is a liaison between two organizations. So for example, I want to work at a college. So I would try to bring students from other countries to our college and vice versa, and work with those students and help them get familiarized with our culture and our school. And I think it really impacts my career a lot because not only does it make me tolerant towards other people, but it gives me a more open mind. So, for example, I work with international students now, and I am very open to their culture and our cultural differences. And I try to work with them one on one, and I try to learn more about their culture. I ask them questions. They tell me, they ask me questions. We just get along really well. And I just think having an open mind is very important when working with students, and especially international students. And also nonverbal communication. So this is another important topic. I mentioned this in my paper. I did a whole couple pages about nonverbal communication amongst people of different countries. And this reminded me that a couple things like space, your tone of voice, just your interactions with people can really make or break a relationship. So I like using space as an example. In America, we don't like people super close to us. We prefer our personal space. But in other countries, personal space may mean that you really like the person and you're getting along with them well. So you just have to be mindful of those type of things. And I also mentioned another thing where in America, sometimes when you're in an organization, we like to shake hands, or that's a sign of that we're greeting the person or saying goodbye to the person. But in other countries, handshakes are not allowed, and they prefer bowing or nodding of the head. So if I was traveling to other countries, I need to be mindful that these nonverbal communication skills can make or break a deal. And not even that, but it's just about respect. Having respect for a different culture, and then while I'm in a different country, is very important because I would want them to respect me if they came to visit. So I think it really has an impact on my future, and I think this chapter really helped me learn more about globalization and the impact it has. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, please comment them down below, and I will see you guys later. Happy finals as well. Bye.